What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Modern Combat versus the good, the bad, and the potentially ugly. We're going to get into the drama surrounding the game at launch, and I want to know your guys' thoughts and comments below. Again, this game is not yet out. It will not be released on Android because everybody can just pass the APK and everybody can download it, so it will be soft launched in the Philippines in about 1 to 2 weeks. I believe it's going to actually be coming out in the Philippines on Thursday. I'm going to do my best to get a copy so I can showcase the game. But for now, this is what we know. So we're going to drop right into the drama. Will this game be pay to win? Now, the developers immediately said, no, this won't be a pay to win game. It'll be free to play. If we go back in time, 3 years ago, July 2014, Modern Combat 5 came out as a premium game. It cost $7 in the App Store. Then they went to a free-to-play version, and now if you ask anybody in the community, 99% of us agree that Modern Combat 5 became pay-to-win. Now, pay-to-win is different for everybody. What one YouTuber may say, what one player may say, what one developer may feel, whether it's pay-to-win or not, it's totally dependent on interpretation. I'm not going to tell you whether or not I believe it's pay to win according to my definition, but let's just explain how the game is monetized. So the first thing that's really good is there's no energy system in the game. I love that. Why are you going to cap the amount of time we want to play in your game? We should be able to play as much as we want. So you can play all day long, no energy system. Also important is there is no single player, there is no campaign mode. It is multiplayer from the get-go, which is what keeps us coming back. I've never finished one campaign mode in all the Modern Combat series. Now, I've been playing Modern Combat for about 4 years total now. I know some of you watching have been playing for 6, 7, 8 years, and this one's going to be a little bit different. So first, let's talk about the pay-to-win aspect, then we're going to talk about the control system. Pay-to-win aspect, we talked about how there's no energy. You're going to be able to get skins, weapon paint, stuff like that, or weapon camos, but there's going to be a breakdown. There's going to be 4 classes. The classes are Attacker, Defender. Let me explain. Attacker, they're kind of all around. I assume this will be kind of like Assault. Defender, they are more like support, high health, lots of ammunition, probably low damage. Assassin does large bursts of damage with weapon. They have low health. This sounds like the Recon class to me in Modern Combat 5. And then you have the Specialist that just has a variety of situational weapons. That sounds to me like the experimental, kind of an experimental class. So those are the classes. Beneath each class, there's going to be different agents, 12 agents in total. I believe there's, what is that, 3, 6, 9, 12? 3 in each class that we discussed. I'm going to show screenshots of the different agents out there. You have Minu, Swift, Ghost, and Locke. Those are the 4 agents we know about, but there's going to be a total of 12. How are they monetizing? Well, it has a chest-like system, very similar to Clash Royale, where these chests, you unlock these chests, and then what comes out of the chest is these cards. You can use these cards to upgrade your agent. Now, as you upgrade your agent, what happens? The agent increases their health and damage. So that is the monetization system. I believe the weapons themselves are just unlockable, but the actual leveling up happens with the agent itself, and each agent, let's say you really focus on one agent, you increased that agent's health and damage. Now, before you get all crazy and say, this thing is so pay to win, dude, you know how many people are playing Clash Royale? We openly know it's pay to win, but the game is very successful, so we have to wait to get it in our hands. It does turn me off a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Rest assured, the levels are going to be capped for when they do roll out esports. So tournament play, the levels of the agents will be capped, so the person who spent the most won't be able to win. There's going to be clans. You'll have custom matches for your clans. That's right out of the gate in the game, so that's pretty awesome. Now we're going to get into the next point of controversy. Now, this is going to separate the hardcore players like myself and the casual players just getting into FPS mobile. This is confirmed. There's been a lot of information. A lot of YouTubers really jumped the gun. They want to get their uploads out. They didn't fully understand how this works. I've confirmed it now with a few people. This is how it's going to work. The game in multiplayer will have auto fire. What that means is if you point your crosshairs at somebody, you will automatically start shooting without actually hitting a trigger. Also, there's no scope. You have to double tap the screen in order to aim down sight. Now, they will add an option so that you can add a shoot button. That's confirmed. And then still, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe they're going to add another option where you can add a scope button. Why this is an issue for me is if I have to go through the added step of touching a trigger and the enemy is able to auto fire on me without actually pressing the shoot button. That gives them the advantage because they're going to be able to react a lot more quickly. So I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm trying not to prejudge the game. Apparently Shadowgun has an auto fire feature and people seem to love that game. I've never played a game with auto fire in FPS. It seems a little off to me, but I want to give it a fair shake and actually try it and get the game in my hands before I give you guys like my opinion. But let me know what you think down in the comments about that. Okay, next we're going to talk about the maps. Every single map will have 2 spots that you can wall run. Every single map. So there's going to be a part of the map that in order to get to that part of the map, you have to wall run over it in order to get to the other section. So that's pretty cool. Wall running is confirmed. Don't know if you're going to be able to actually shoot while you're wall running or anything like that, but wall running will be available in every map. Now there is going to be 5 maps: Apex, Sandstorm, Port, Blackrock, and Slums. Slums is a remastered Dog Days from Modern Combat 4. The map I played on Dog Days and Blockbuster. Those are the only 2 maps I would ever play on back in Modern Combat 4, but Dog Days was the one where all the competitive players would get in and play. I'd play for hours every night. We'd be chatting in Palringo, the chatting app at that time, with all my homies over in Australia. Those are the maps. As far as game modes, I believe it's going to have your standard, like free-for-all, stuff like that. Soft launch, they're going to have a 4v4 mode called Zone Control. Now you guys are thinking it's the normal zone control. It's not. There's going to be like one control point that everybody just tries to fight over, and whoever can hold that control point the longest wins the match. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other styles of game modes coming down the line. So that's about all I have for you guys. Just wanted to get the quick information out there. I'll bring more information as it comes, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.